All right, this video is to read and discuss the article, "The American Dream is Alive and Well" from the New York Times. This article will be linked on your Google Classroom with your other resources for the paper. So it's listed as an opinion. The American Dream is Alive and Well by Samuel J. Abrams. Dr. Abrams is a political scientist. It was published February 5th, 2019, so it's more recent than the article, "Is the American Dream Still Possible?" by about 5 years. I am pleased to report that the American Dream is alive and well for an overwhelming majority of Americans. This claim might sound far-fetched given the cultural climate in the United States today. Especially since President Trump took office, hardly a day goes by without a fresh tale of economic anxiety, political disunity, or social struggle. Opportunities to achieve material success and social mobility through hard, honest work, which many people, including me, have assumed to be the core idea of the American dream, appear to be diminishing. But Americans, it turns out, have something else in mind when they talk about the American dream, and they believe that they are living it. Last year, the American Enterprise Institute and I joined forces with the Research Center NORC at the University of Chicago and surveyed a nationally representative sample of 2,411 Americans about their attitudes toward community and society. And if you remember, this is a pretty similar number to the number that was surveyed for the other article. The center is renowned for offering deep samples of Americans, not just random ones, so that researchers can be confident that they are researching Americans in all walks of life, rural, urban, exurban, and so on. Our findings were released on Tuesday as an American Enterprise Institute report. What our survey found about the American dream came as a surprise to me. When Americans were asked what makes the American dream a reality, they did not select as essential factors becoming wealthy, owning a home, or having a successful career. Instead, 85% indicated that to have freedom of choice in how to live was essential to achieving the American dream. In addition, 83% indicated that a good family life was essential. So, some changing ideas of what the American dream should contain if you're successful. The traditional factors, at least as I had understood them, were seen as less important. Only 16% said that to achieve the American dream, they believed it was essential to become wealthy. Only 45% said it was essential to have a better quality of life than your parents. And just 49% said that having a successful career was key. This pattern, seeing the American dream as more about community and individuality than material success and social mobility, appeared across demographic and political categories. In the case of political party affiliation, for example, 84% of Republicans and independents said having freedom was essential to the American dream, as did 88% of Democrats. Less than 20% of those in either party held that becoming wealthy was essential. The data also show that most Americans believe themselves to be achieving this version of the American dream, with 41% reporting that their families are already living the American dream, and another 41% reporting that they are well on their way to doing so. So that's 82% that are either already living it or approaching it. Only 18% took the position that the American dream was out of reach for them. Collectively, 82% of Americans said they were optimistic about their future, and there was a fairly uniform positive outlook across the nation. Factors such as region, urbanity, partisanship, and housing type, such as single-family detached home versus an apartment, barely affected these patterns, with all groups hovering around 80%. Even race and ethnicity, which are regularly cited as key factors in thwarting upward mobility, corresponded to no real difference in outlook. 81% of non-Hispanic whites, 80% of blacks, Hispanics, and those of other mixed race, and 85% of those with Asian heritage said that they had achieved or were on their way to achieving the American dream. Income did make a difference, with 72% of those earning under $35,000 expressing a positive outlook about the American dream, compared with 90% of those earning over $100,000. But those numbers are still overwhelmingly positive. Another difference was generational. 83% of baby boomers, 80% of Gen Xers, and 81% of millennials were optimistic about the American dream. But those in Gen Z, Americans born in 1997 or later, were notably less optimistic at 73%. In general, though, the data are clear. Individuality and family, not wealth and real estate, are what Americans seek and believe they are finding in the national dream. What conclusions can we draw from this research? I think the findings suggest that Americans would be well served to focus less intently on the nastiness of our partisan politics and the material temptations of our consumer culture, and to focus more on the communities they are part of and exercising their freedom to live as they wish. After all, that is what most of us seem to think is what really matters, and it's in reach for almost all of us. So, as you analyze this article, do your summary and your quotations. Think about which column this article will belong in and which quotations will support your summary. And keep it in the back of your mind depending on which side of the argument you're going to write on for your paper.